Sorry, that's a little loud, isn't it? Yeah, I'm tired, man. I've been doing this all day. Yeah, we're gonna do the roll animation here, so I gotta do a few things to it. Then I think it's these two. We need to go to our animator. Yeah, we want to go any state to dodge. So we need to do our roll. Which we call dodge. We need to make transition, and I'm pretty sure we need to set our thing. Our conditions. Dodge, and then we don't want exit time on that. We do want to change our transition duration to 0 for now, just so you get everything set up right. Makes it a lot easier. Now we need to do dodge to blend tree. So let me just kind of put that like that. I'm deciding if I should do exit time. I'm pretty sure that's how I would do that. So yeah. Transition any state in dodge doesn't have an exit time. Okay, yeah, now it does. Yeah, that's the little anim. Yeah, we did that in Blender the other day. Simple little Rootmotion dodge. Yeah, let's give it a try. Yeah, because once we have all the attacks, all the controller done, we just gotta do cool animations and just swap it all out. Because I already have this script done for the weapon, so the collider just goes on to the weapon. And that way, if you pick up an axe, the weapon has a different collider on it, right? So, like, it's not always going to be in the shape of the sword, and it needs to carry over from the animator. So I made a relay script, but then I ended up deleting that and just making something else entirely. So we got 2 attacks. Oh, nice. We got a roll, but I can't move afterwards for some reason. I can jump. It's weird. And it's a little off. Did you see that? Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, I got the. And we can add more animations now. So the problem we had earlier is we weren't using a timer for it. Anyway, shit. Now what was I gonna do here? Oh yeah, right. So we need to go to the roll. We're gonna change its position. So I'm gonna. That's not gonna matter right now. So original, and then we're gonna change this to original as well. That needs to go right on that line. Yeah, it's Rootmotion, right? See how he's traveling? So now. Oh, nice, perfect. That worked really well. That was good. That's exactly what I wanted, actually. It just freezes after. It's something to do with it transitioning back into loco. I got 3 fucking monitors. I only need 1. Oh yeah, we got everything, man. We got a dodge. It's gonna be like a Souls like. It's already has an orbit script. That's what that is. Got 2 attacks so far. Really crappy made ones. I just wanted to see if we could do like a cool Final Fantasy like attack. You know, like Monster Hunter, where like you're running and it does like a flip and then like you can't control it. You have to kind of commit to your attack. That's what I'm going for. But my animations are really, really ugly at the moment. Like that's bad. I thought that looked like The Witcher 2 the other day. I was like, damn, I'm good at this. That looks like crap. I thought it was so good the other day. I looked at that today and I was like, anyway, yeah, so let's get back to it. But yeah, as soon as I roll, for some reason it goes up. I'm looking at it right now, trying to figure out why it's doing that. That might be it. So yeah, our roll works really good. Boom. It's a little fast. That actually might be the problem too. So let me actually go back. So we got jump, we got dodge force, dodge cooldown, which doesn't really matter. So we want to go to animator, dodge, and then we're gonna set this to 0.7. It'll still glitch at the end of it, but that's fine. Man, I'll tell you right now, when I first started learning Unity, the most complicated brick wall for me was the animator. I really didn't want to learn it, but it's actually quite simple. Yeah, I got a way better idle animation too. I'm gonna bring in a minute. We have to go into Blender and fix the hand though. I don't like this run animation either. We're gonna fix that too. So a really good thing you can do as well is take these Mixamo animations and you can bring them into Blender and just edit certain bones. Just delete the keyframes off the bones you want to edit and re-add your own, like widen the arms, you know? You can completely change it. All you really need is that motion, right? No, I wouldn't recommend adding Rootmotion for a run animation. That would be actually that would be a cool experiment one day. Yeah, for some reason we get stuck. It doesn't even tell me in the console why. So let me see if there's a guide on that. Why am I getting stuck? It might be have something to do with the animation event. I might even have to add an event. Well, I want to, because like if you go on the Super Smash Bros. Thing, if you've ever seen that, I posted a TikTok video of it. So the guy that made Super Smash Bros. That Masahiro dude, he shows you how the game was made in like animation states, but it's the best explanation for animation I have ever seen, and it shows you exactly what each state is called. Like there's like the idle state, and then there's like the blend state. So you always want to start on your blend state from idle. Then there's an air idle, which I didn't know, which is pretty cool to find out. And I just completely forgot what I was doing. Yeah. Yeah, and then we got to open up Substance Painter as well, so we may as well get Blender here. See, this is the idle animation I was working for, but I have a way better one. So I was looking at like Dark Souls in slow motion, like just clips of the animations, and I kind of think I got it figured out. Well, I really like those style of games, like The Witcher 3. I like how you have to like commit to the attack. It adds a lot to your game, you know, instead of just being like Skyrim, you know. Not saying that's a bad thing or anything, but just root motion is sick. Unreal Engine is amazing for it though. I love UE5 for root motion, but I can't make anything. Nor like if I turned UE5 on and I got even a quarter way through a game, I'd be really surprised. If my computer didn't open a black hole in my living room. Oh, I think I found it. I think I found the problem. It is on line 28. It has something to do with the has entered Dodge. I have to tell it to exit Dodge. Dodge force. Yeah, I'm watching something else too. Yeah, actually gotta open that again. My player script, figure what the fuck is going on here. Stupid thing. Man, looking at Visual C is like Fruit Loops. Sometimes it burns my eyes late at night. Actually, there's like a gray mode or something like that. That might actually help. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the asset store. Do you know how long it takes for them to verify something on the asset store? Good God, man, it takes months for them just to even look at it. All right, so our dodge should be fixed, I think. So we're gonna give this a try. Yeah, we have a video game. Yeah, dude, we have the enemy health script already. We just gotta make an enemy now and fight it. That's the fun part. That's what I wanted to get to, finally. Yeah, we're just about there. Just about. We just got some fine tuning to do. Maybe do obviously a better animation than that, but I want more of a stand up idle position than that, though. I don't like this whole attack pose thing. Yeah, I found a better one. We're gonna just switch it for. Oh, that's so sick, dude. I don't know why it does that, though. That's strange. Why is it doing that? I love game development for this reason. These weird little things that happen. It's like playing in a universe, but nothing has been created yet. And you're just slowly kind of pulling strings and things happen. It's a strange way to look at it. I have no idea why it's going back and forth like that unless I'm moving, but I like it. That's kind of cool. I actually kind of like that. I never intended for that to happen, and I kind of like that. Because you have to think, too, if you're like in an intense boss fight and you're like, spamming controls, that could save you. That could be useful. Unless you enable stick keys. Dun dun. Yeah, you can disable that, by the way. A lot of people don't know that stick keys is the most. I remember one time. I hate when you accidentally enable it too. It's so hard to get rid of. Or when you change your keyboard language. We gotta test some bugs. Oh, what we need is like an air dodge, maybe? Or are we getting too cool with it? Yeah, we did the walls in Substance Painter, man. Like, those are incredibly accurate. Like, the thing is with Blender, I'm really bad at textures in Blender, and I find it almost impossible to get what you made in Blender and its textures into Unity correctly. So I usually just do the modeling in Blender and just paint it in Substance. It works so well, man. I love Substance. It's so easy, man. You just open it, paint it, add a mask, and then you just export the maps and import. Done. Obviously, my paint work's not that good. I'm just playing around, trying to see if I can break it by pressing controls. I know I'm missing something, maybe a third attack in the chain, but the way I want the attack chain to work is kind of like forward, then back, and then like a big final. Because if you look at a Dark Souls animation in slow motion, he attacks like this, and then he steps forward like right at the peak, and then he changes positions like this. So I don't know if I need to make a left and right stance, but I noticed that their idle position is very static. So we're going to try to see what that looks like. So we're actually going to bring it in. Why can't I grab it? I didn't even do that. I like this idle better. We're going to edit in Blender. I just want to see it. don't remember. Does the idle have to be loop times? Yes. I lost it. There we go. Yeah, yeah. It's so simple. All we have to do now is just pretty much replace it. That's it. We don't have really any work to do on the player much anymore, other than because right now all we have to do. So, for example, if I go to my player, oh yeah, and by the way, if you're doing a root motion animation, don't do it with your player inside of a thing. A lot of like programs will tell you to do it. I find it works a lot better if you just put it right on your character model. I find if you put your character model inside an object, your camera gets left behind. And that's so infuriating. And I couldn't figure it out. Man, I asked every AI on the planet, what the hell is going on with this thing? Nobody could figure out the problem. And that was the problem. Crazy. At least in my case. But anyway, right here is where we do the attack. So I just got to add another attack and just chain it. And it'll just keep doing the attacks in that order. So. And then for each weapon, I can add a no or a collider to it. Why can't I move? Oh. Yeah, like this collider around it has an event on it as well. Well, the event's on my player, but it has a relay. I can't even remember where it is. Yeah, right down here, events. So I added these two events right here, enable hitbox and then a disable hitbox. That way it starts to, that way you don't walk into an enemy and kill it. That way your sword doesn't just touch things and kill things. Yeah, that way when you're like at the peak of your swing, the hitbox gets enabled, and then near the end of your swing, it'll get disabled again. Or at the end of the animation, because technically, if you come back with it, it could technically do more damage. Yeah, so that's good. We're making really good progress, actually, for what it looks like now. I love Rootmotion, and I've always wanted to make a Rootmotion project, and I'm finally learning how to do it. Like, it's really simple. So, another thing that I got wrong. So, if you are making a Rootmotion project and you're stressing out, I'm going to tell you right now, leave this root transform position XZ off. A lot of things tell you to turn it on. Put everything else on, but loop time in that. Just everything in the middle. And change it to original. Everything to original. You want it to directly inherit from your animation. It'll try to do some weird blending and stuff with the feet and whatnot. See how I'm floating right now, kind of? If I put it on feet, it'll go to the feet. Like the collider. You know what? Maybe in a bit more. I forgot about it. You're right. I forgot those dodge, and thank you for that, actually. Let's see what happens if you crank that bad boy to 10. Just crank it really high. Yeah, I think that I did that useless. Oh yeah, no, sorry, I was doing something. So you'll see a lot of things that are absolutely completely useless in the inspector. That's because I was building this all day, trying like 100 different things to make these animations work. Like all day, I was trying to figure out how to do that. Trust me, I've been doing a lot of games. Like I made a rally game. We have this other game. We made a Superman game, and these two attacks were the hardest thing I ever had to do. We needed is falling as well. Oh yeah, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. You're right. Sorry about that. We need to go to blend tree, click our blend tree, and then I believe this is our idle. It is. So we need to change this to orc idle. Yeah, I don't like Mixamo for this either. I don't know why it just like because you can rename it. Like, see how all the names are the way I want it in the bottom tier, but they name it like this up in the. It's pretty stressful to look at. Where's that damn orc idol? It's got to be at the bottom. There it is. Yeah, now, yeah, yeah. See, now look at our idol animation, right, with the sword. Like, that looks way cooler, bro. Doesn't that look sick as fuck? Yeah, but that's what I mean. We're gonna go into Blender and fix the hand there. I love animation, so. And I made an add-on as well for Blender that you guys are gonna love to see as well. It's really cool. It'll help you with animation and doing things to Unity, like zeroing out Rootmotion after you're done in case you don't want Rootmotion. You can do that on multiple axes, keep certain axis of it. You can just click a bone, hit the button, and add an FK bone to it so you can kind of mix up your rig. It really helps. So we're going to go over there in a minute. Yeah, so let's test that out. Oh, yeah, that looks way cooler. Maybe a little bit of transition blending in there. I did set it to 0. I was just trying to get them to work, so. That's dirty snap. That looks way cooler. The camera's kind of off center, right? It's weird. Sick, man. I like it. Yeah, we have to figure out the transition duration there. I wonder if I can do it with the blend tree, though. So it's going to go from the attack. So we need to go to our base layer. We need to go blend. Oh, we need to go any state to attack. Uh, I do. I might have to change a few things here. I might actually just leave it for now until we go get the other one done anyway, because it's not going to really matter until we have the other animation. But at least I know what I need to do. Yeah, we just got to change some transition durations and stuff. And it'll blend together. It's pretty good at it. I knew that kind of was going to happen. That's why I wanted to test it first. See how it kind of snaps like that? It's just way too far off from the end of the attack animation to the end of the idle animation, right? There's this huge gap that's missing, so it's snapping to it. So that's what I mean by like that in between that you start. That standby pose is what I call it. The pose that should be in between all that, the one that's getting ready to attack and then into the attack and then stop and then back to standby and then into idle. You got to do really careful if you're doing Rootmotion because it's got to look real good, right? Smooth, smooth. And another thing I was confused with too is if I needed to make stances left and right. Because if you notice, like a Dark Souls game, he can use his left foot and attack this way, and then he goes onto his right foot. And I don't know if that transitions always properly back into idle or not, but and he is floating for some reason, so we're gonna fix that. Oh, I know what that is. Yeah, I'm stupid as hell. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? I don't even have that enabled. Actually, you know what? We probably could do that. Yeah, I actually need this to be on original, so that's fine. No, that's just the height of the sphere collider thing that I'm standing on. Let's see what I'm talking about. This thing. Yeah, see, there's like a big gap. A little air gap here is what we're seeing. See, standing on that, right? So you see that little space. That's fun. No, no ground check. No, like a raycast ground check. I love raycast ones. It for some reason works really well, especially if you're on a slope. I find it works really good for sliding down slopes. If you're making like a Counter Strike surf game, it's like your best friend. Oh, and we need to do one more thing very carefully. Tag, dodge. Always tag it. Always tag it. Okay. Now, so I don't know if so we could make a standby pose from this. So I'll show you, for example, my add-on here. So I might actually have to dig it up on my desktop. I have it on my text file. I'll get so many things on my damn desktop. Yeah, this my new Blender add-on. You'll find it soon on Blender. We're gonna try not to show it, but I guess it doesn't matter when you get it on Blender Market for free anyway. You'll be able to see it regardless, and you're gonna be able to see it here. It's a bunch of my work here. I love Blender's little script panel, man. This thing's life safe. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There used to be a select all. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Well, this is my add-on right here, Unitize, right? So, for example, if I was animating this character, see how his leg isn't IK, and if I were to just grab it and try to move it, it just doesn't do anything. So, for example, if I wanted to make this a lot easier during my animation, I could just click my IK constraint, and now we just have that as an IK bone. And you can still move the root position, which is great. Or sorry, that's not root, but a good trick also I learned in Blender too is if you are doing root motion animation, go into object mode first and then do your positioning. Don't do it with the hips. So you might think that you would use the hips and then position them like this, but you're leaving this little orange dot behind. That's what you want to bring. This is why your camera stays locked and your camera leaves, or the player leaves from the camera. It's actually following the root. So you just want to keyframe the root. See if it follows. Yeah, we can make a couple attacks. I was gonna make a better roll animation because that one kind of sucked. We need kind of a better idle animation. Something that transitions better into that idle pose. Like this is way too far off to. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I need before we start doing the enemy? Yeah, we could. Could do another cool like jump animation or something like that. So what we could do is enable auto key. I'm just going to start with our root. We're just going to do very basic with our root. Where do we want to go? How do we want to go about it? So let's go to 5. And we're going to just put this on X. So because we want to follow this green line. That's going to be forward in Unity, right? So let's see if we can make like a really high cool one, man. See what happens if we bring it into Unity. Let's go like way up here. Then, and then like slide across the ground or something cool like that. Let's try it. So we're up in there. Maybe do like a spin and then slam. I don't know. Maybe that'll take too long. And then we're going to go to the ground and then to 15. I don't know. It's a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. I kind of want it more linear. We could do that. We have to go into the graph editor though. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a curve to it. We kind of did it backwards because we kind of want him to jump, right? So we kind of make him. We have to make him go back. Whoops. What the hell was that all about? Hmm. I don't know. I gotta think here because I gotta make these animations transition properly. Like, it's really complicated because I didn't follow Nintendo's guide very well when I was doing this. So I gotta think how I want this. If I just want like a basic that with a step on it. So it might be something like. So let's just put a keyframe on everything. Come on, give me the. So let's go back into object mode now. So we got a root position keyframe on 1. I can push back a little bit. So now we're going to go back into pose mode and we're going to grab his leg and kind of put it back where it was. Yeah, I have an onion skin thing that really helps for 3D for doing this. I think I'm turning my body the wrong way. I think that's what I'm getting wrong here. Oh, yeah, yeah, I am doing it. I'm stupid as hell. See, like right there is going to be our standby pose. So I'm going to cut it at the end of the animation. I'll show you. We're going to bake the animation first. We need to go forward. Actually, you know what? Let's go up to. Let's try this. Let's go up to 7. And then go forward into 13. Mm, what we're gonna do is all down. Yeah, I'll clean it up. You just gotta get the motion in there. Yeah, it'll take some refining, but that's how it's done. And I could just use an animation clip, or I could just make one. It's whatever. It's funner when you're doing like anime ones. This will just do for an anime. But we need to have like a little boss fight for games. Yeah, it's gonna take some work on that little return there. So that's a mistake I always make. I always forget to leave this little extra standby on the end, a little kind of pull back. Yeah, we'll tune it up and stuff like that, you know? We'll get it. Yeah, but I need to make it come back. So what we can do also is make like a three attack all in one chain. So what we're gonna do probably is use my other add-on called Fixamo. I think I still have it installed. And we're gonna combine three Mixamo attack animations together very easily with copy and paste because it zeroes everything out. That's the whole point of my add-ons. It makes it really easy to copy and paste keyframes. And then we can have a triple attack and then we can just customize that triple attack to be something completely different. Like if we make this from scratch, we just edit a Mixamo and it'll look a little different. Yeah, well, I wanted him to change legs as he swings, like right about here. I still don't think that's necessarily quite right. It'll look cool when you have the little animation above it. Yeah, it's looking a lot better. It's a lot straighter, you know. That's kind of what I wanted. Get a little tricky doing that. And then I want him to come back and then backhand a little bit of room to stretch. So you gotta think how your arm would twist like that so you'd come forward. So right about here, his hand should actually be flipped around the other side. Yeah, I think I did that wrong. It's so fucking annoying. It goes across like that. Yeah, and then you could twist your wrist and then come back across with it. All right, I kind of get it. But as I'm coming back, he should be still going inwards. That actually looks pretty cool, man. So I'm gonna do the rest with the twist of my wrist. Might be a little too fast. I like that one better. Yeah, I just gotta keep his body going, so we might have to push his body just a little bit back on a few other frames. That's really good though. That's gonna look pretty good on this little animation. You just gotta look at it again and see. Because it's the legs. You'll see when I attack. It's a little. Yeah, it's just a transition thing. Yeah, it goes up a little too early. Aha! There's a frame there. I knew something was going on. Yeah, we'll fix it tomorrow. That's fine. These ones are kind of junk. We're gonna do that combo thing in the morning, so we're just gonna blend two together, and we're just gonna make a custom one out of that. That way, the whole root's already there, and we can just kind of customize that. It'd just be so much faster to do it that way. But we will do a bunch of other cool ones. We're gonna do try some like boss ones as well. So I gotta figure that out. How to make the boss do the animations in stages, I guess. Like when to do the attacks. You know, bosses usually do one, two, three, and so forth, and then do a special or. Yeah, but at least that's good progress for the day. We got the enemy health thing, we got the weapon colliders done, we got the orbit thing. Finish the player controllers. Tomorrow we're going to be doing the enemy AI, and we're going to be doing ragdoll. So I like the ragdoll in this. It's easy to do. We just got to plate the weights. Yeah, make a monster of some kind, and then we can add that in and make a cool animation for it and fight a monster. Because we gotta make it look good. And that animation's not nearly near anywhere, but that's pretty cool for 5-10 minutes. Yeah, exhausted today, man. I was playing Diablo earlier and I got real mad at Duriel. That Warlock class is pretty cool, man, in Diablo 2. That Fire Wave spell is fucking insane. Oh. Yeah, I can show it to you. Yeah, and then tomorrow, yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna make some assets as well. So we're gonna do a lot of fun things tomorrow. Two attacks. We'll have a third. We got our roll or jump. Typical idle. It's a weird idle, but we'll switch it back to the other one. That way it kind of blends better. Yeah, but that's that so far. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pack it in for the night and get some neat. Thank you all for tuning in. Please join tomorrow. Like and subscribe if you wanna get some updates. We're gonna go all the way with this thing and see what happens. So tomorrow we're gonna be doing AI. We're gonna be making some assets and then finishing that off. So take care.